Jai Hind children. We have already covered three modules of this chapter, the state government works. Today we'll be dealing with module 4. In the previous module, we had discussed that few children had gone to visit the Legislative Assembly and there they saw a debate which was happening in the assembly where the MLAs were putting forward their own concerns of their own particular constituencies. Now in this module, we'll be dealing with how the state government works. So as we all know that the Legislative Assembly is a place where opinions are expressed, questions are asked and the government has to satisfy the queries of the MLAs. Now, we also see that various newspapers, TV channels and so on, they also talk about the working of the government. You might have seen live sessions or live shows which go on television where people discuss about the policies of the government, what is right and what is wrong. Now, one mode through which it is done is called as a press conference. Now, what is a press conference? A press conference is a place where people from the press are there, ministers may be there, or some government officials will be there, and they try the newspaper people or the media people, they ask questions, and these ministers or the government officials have to answer them. Next. Uh, as I've already told you that the reporters may also ask questions if there is a session going on in the Legislative Assembly and the ministers had just come out. So they asked what has happened in the assembly and the ministers, they put forward as to what had happened in the session. Now, next thing. In your book, it is mentioned that the health minister, uh, after this, he went to Patalpuram and he visited, what he did, he visited all the families who had lost their relatives because of that diarrhea, and he also visited those people who were there in the hospitals. Then the government also announced a compensation for the people, and the chief minister said that there were two problems there. One was of sanitation, the other was of clean drinking water. And he assured that a high-level inquiring committee will be set up, which will look into the matter. So now we understand that the chief minister and the other ministers are the people who take action. So we will see that uh, there are other departments also, like the public work department, the health department, education department also, and these work in their own particular fields. The media also discusses all these issues through various press conference, and they put forward everything in their particular channels. Next, laws laws can be made by the government regarding sanitation also. Like, it can be said that a law can be made that the municipal corporation has to ensure that there are proper and adequate toilets in the urban areas, and that a health officer or a medical officer is appointed in every village if there is a need. So the act of making law on some issues is done in the legislative assembly of each state. So from the whole thing, we have understood that democracy is a place where people elect the MLAs, and it is the responsibility of the MLAs to put forward the concerns of their own constituencies in front of the House, and the ruling party or the ruling members have to work for the betterment of the whole country, and they have to satisfy the questions or the queries that the MLAs have. Various ministers are there for various department, and whatever work is done by these is done by the all various departments. Next, now this is a picture of a protest which is happening where people are unhappy with the rules or the laws of the government, and this is one more way of showing their concerns, or they are showing that they are not happy with the working of the government. The next thing which is there in your book is the wallpaper project. Now, what is the wallpaper project? A wallpaper project is an interesting activity through which research can be done, on any particular topic of interest. So if you see in your book, there are various pictures. It is happening in a school, and the children have been given a one particular topic, and they have been asked to paste pictures, or they can draw. Like, for example, there are children who are showing. Take the example of sanitation in your locality, or sanitation in your area. So children can bring up pictures, or they can show things related to that topic. So class is divided into different groups, and these groups discuss the issue and they decide what is to be included, as we all know. And then children work individually or they work in pairs. They bring out the collected material, they sort it out, and they paste on that, like a chart paper type of thing. They can also do this through creative stories, or they can narrate poems, they can do case studies. Pictures to this have been given in your book. This is the picture which is there in your book, where a group is sitting and they're showing their work. This is another picture which is there in your book, where any topic which is which has been troubling the people, or which needs attention, can be discussed in the class, and the children are working together. This is another picture where the children are showing their own individual work. One child comes forward and he speaks about what is being done in the project, and the others are being seen that they are showing that chart paper. So this is the wallpaper project, and this is the picture where this the things are displayed in the class. Like the topic is dengue. This was all in the chapter. Any queries or any doubts we'll be discussing in the class. Jai Hind. Stay home, stay safe.